My fiancé chose his female best friend over me for a family vacation, leaving me questioning everything. So the next morning I wake up and D is already up making coffee. He looks guilty. Like he knows he screwed up but doesn't really get how badly. He slides a mug across the counter to me, the one with the corgis on it that I love, and says, "Hey, I wanted to talk about last night." I just stare at him taking a sip. It's good he made it strong like I like it, but it doesn't fix anything. I should have known then that coffee wouldn't be the only thing he'd try to use to smooth things over. He sits down across from me at the little kitchen table. "Look, I'm sorry you're upset, I didn't mean to hurt you." "But you did," I say, my voice still a little rough from crying. He sighs, I know. But this vacation probably won't even be that fun anyway since my teen cousins are coming. They're at that age where they're just glued to their phones and complaining about everything. You wouldn't even enjoy it." Really? I almost laugh, but it comes out all wrong. So because asterisk you think I wouldn't enjoy it, you're just not inviting me, after years of me not being invited because I wasn't close family. He reaches across the table and takes my hand. His hand is warm, familiar, but right now it just feels off. "I'll make it up to you, I promise. We'll go on a weekend trip somewhere, just you and me, sometime this summer. We can go to that cabin in the mountains you've always wanted to visit." A weekend trip, was that his big solution? A few days to make up for a week-long family vacation with another woman. He really thought that would fix things. "D," I say, trying to stay calm, "it's not about the vacation itself. It's about you putting another woman before me, your fiancé. Even if it's just for a not fun family vacation, it still stings. I've never been able to go on one of these before. I've always been on the outside looking in. And now, finally, when I thought I was going to be included, I'm just not." He looks genuinely confused, like he can't understand why I'm so upset. "But S really needs this. She's been having a tough time and my family loves her. It's not like anything is going to happen between us." "You know that, right?" "I know," I say, even though a little voice in my head is screaming, "Do you really?" But it still feels disrespectful, inconsiderate. I can't even explain it. And honestly, part of me was worried about what his family thought of all this because they'd always been so welcoming to S. He stands up and starts clearing the table like he wants to be done with this conversation. "Look, I'm sorry, I really am, but I've already told her she can come. I can't just uninvite her now. That would be a dick move." "A dick move? What about the dick move he just pulled on me?" "So that's it," I ask, my voice barely there. "You're just going." He turns to me, his expression softening, but it feels fake. "I'll call you every day, we can FaceTime, it'll be like you're there with us." I just stare at him feeling sick. FaceTime? That's supposed to make me feel better. I remember thinking, this is the hill I'm going to die on, isn't it? He walks over and tries to hug me, but I pull away. I just can't. "I need some space," I say, and walk out of the kitchen, leaving him standing there looking lost and hurt. I go back to the bedroom and close the door, but I don't lock it this time. I just lie down on the bed and stare at the ceiling, trying to figure out what to do and how to feel. I feel so lost. I had no idea that conversation was just the beginning of the end. Okay, the next morning I wake up and D's already up making coffee. He looks guilty, like he knows he screwed up but doesn't really get how badly. He slides a mug across the counter to me. It's the one with the corgis on it that I love. "Hey, I wanted to talk about last night," he says. I just stare at him taking a sip. It's good, he made it strong like I like it, but it doesn't fix anything. I should have known then that coffee wouldn't be the only thing he'd try to use to smooth things over, however. He sits down across from me at the little kitchen table. "Look, I'm sorry you're upset, I didn't mean to hurt you." "But you did," I say, my voice still a little rough from crying. He sighs, I know. But it's just, this vacation probably won't even be that fun anyway since my teen cousins are coming. They're at that age where they're just glued to their phones and complaining about everything, which means you wouldn't even enjoy it. Really? I almost laugh, but it comes out all wrong. So because asterisk you think I wouldn't enjoy it, you're just not inviting me, after years of me not being invited because I wasn't close family. He reaches across the table and takes my hand. His hand is warm, familiar, but right now it just feels off. "I'll make it up to you, I promise. We'll go on a weekend trip somewhere, just you and me, sometime this summer. We can go to that cabin in the mountains you've always wanted to visit." A weekend trip, was that his big solution? A few days to make up for a week-long family vacation with another woman. He really thought that would fix things yet. "D," I say, trying to stay calm, "it's not about the vacation itself. It's about you're choosing another woman over me, your fiancé. Even if it's just for a not fun family vacation, it still stings. I've never been able to go on one of these before. I've always been on the outside looking in, and now, finally, when I thought I was going to be included, I'm just not." He looks genuinely confused, like he can't understand why I'm so upset. "But S really needs this. She's been having a tough time and my family loves her. It's not like anything is going to happen between us." "You know that, right?" "I know," I say, even though a little voice in my head is screaming, "Do you really?" But it still feels, I don't know, disrespectful, inconsiderate. I can't even explain it. And honestly, part of me was worried about what his family thought of all this, since they'd always been so welcoming to S. He stands up and starts clearing the table like he wants to be done with this conversation. "Look, I'm sorry, I really am, but I've already told her she can come. I can't just uninvite her now. That would be a dick move." A dick move, what about the dick move he just pulled on me? So that's it, I ask, my voice barely there, you're just going. He turns to me, his expression softening, but it feels fake. I'll call you every day, we can FaceTime, it'll be like you're there with us. I just stare at him feeling sick. FaceTime? That's supposed to make me feel better. I remember thinking, this is the hill I'm going to die on, isn't it? He walks over and tries to hug me, but I pull away. I can't, I just can't. I need some space, I say, and walk out of the kitchen, leaving him standing there looking lost and hurt. I go back to the bedroom and close the door, but I don't lock it this time. I just lie down on the bed and stare at the ceiling, trying to figure out what to do, how to feel. I feel so lost. I had no idea that conversation was just the beginning of the end. And honestly, looking back, I wonder if he even knew it then. After that awkward morning, Dee finally leaves for work and I'm stuck. Lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, I'm replaying everything. I try to see it from his side, I really do, but it's just not computing. And I was starting to wonder if I ever really knew his side of things. He says his family loves S, that they've known her longer, which is fine, but I'm his fiancé asterisk. Shouldn't that count for something? Shouldn't I be the priority now? That's how it's supposed to work, right? Or was I completely wrong about that? And then there's the she's grieving thing. I feel bad for S, I really do. Losing a grandparent sucks, but a week-long tropical vacation, couldn't he just be a good friend asterisk here asterisk coffee listening whatever, without the whole family beach trip? It felt excessive. Looking back, I realize I didn't even know the asterisk whole story about her grandparent. I get up and wander into the kitchen, only to find an empty coffee pot. I almost make more, but I don't even want any. I feel restless, like I need to do something, anything to stop the thoughts swirling in my head. Phone contacts mom, what would I even say? Hey mom, guess what? My fiancé's taking his hot best friend on a family vacation instead of me. Yeah, that'll go over great. She'd probably bring up that time I borrowed her car and scratched it. Unrelated, but she would asterisk. Talk to her? No, bad idea. I don't want to sound jealous and I'm not sure I could keep my cool. Plus, something about her always made me feel off balance, though I couldn't ever put my finger on it. I end up pacing, feeling more and more pissed as I keep going back to Dee's reasons. His family loves her, she's grieving, it won't be that fun anyway, they all sound so flimsy, so convenient. It feels as if he's trying to justify it, but he's not really giving me the full story. Something's missing, something he's not telling me, and that's what's bothering me. I wish I knew then how much he was leaving out. Is he afraid of hurting S's feelings if he uninvites her? Is he trying to avoid awkwardness with his family? Or is there something more to it, something he's not willing to admit even to himself? Maybe something they weren't willing to admit. My stomach clenches because I hate this feeling. I hate feeling insecure and distrustful. I hate that D has put me in this position. I know I need to talk to him again, but what do I even say? How do I express my feelings without sounding like a jealous, clingy girlfriend? And how do I get him to understand how much this hurts without starting a huge fight? I knew I had to be careful, but not this careful. I decide to wait until he gets home from work, hoping that maybe after a day apart, we can both approach this with a little more clarity. But until then, I'm stuck here, stewing in my own insecurities and trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And the worst part was, I had a feeling this was just the beginning. I feel numb, I think. It's like I'm watching a movie of my life, but I'm not really in it, just observing. The apartment feels empty, even though all my stuff is here. It's like D took a part of me with him when he left for work, or maybe he left a part of S here. I don't know. It's weird because I used to think of this place as our sanctuary. I keep replaying this morning's conversation. His words, his tone, the way he avoided eye contact. It all feels wrong, like he's hiding something bigger than just a friend needing a vacation. I try to distract myself with music, but it just makes me feel more alone. A book? I can't focus. My mind keeps wandering back to D and S, picturing them together laughing, talking, sharing inside jokes I'm not a part of. Jokes that I probably helped D come up with in the first place. My chest tightens. I hate this feeling, this gnawing insecurity. I've never been the jealous type, but right now I feel like the green-eyed monster has taken up residence inside me, and it's whispering things I don't want to hear. I start to imagine them on the beach, S laughing at something D said, the sun glinting off her hair, D looking at her with that easy, familiar affection he usually reserves for me. Are they flirting? Are they sharing a room? Are they? No, I can't go there. I refuse to let my imagination run wild. I have to trust D, I have to believe he wouldn't do anything to hurt me. I want to believe him anyway. But what if I'm wrong? What if he's not the man I thought he was? What if he's been leading me on this whole time and S is the one he really wants? What if all those times he said, I love you to me, he was really thinking of her? Like a punch to the gut, I feel sick and dizzy. I have to stop. I have to shut these thoughts down before they consume me, before I do something I regret. Pacing again, I need to do something, anything to take my mind off this. Run, no energy, call a friend. I don't want to burden them, not yet anyway. I might need them later though. I end up just sitting on the couch, staring blankly at the TV. Images flicker, but I'm not really seeing them because I'm too caught up in my own head, replaying the same scenarios. It's like a broken record and I can't turn it off. I feel so lost, so confused. I don't know what to believe anymore and I don't know who to trust. I don't even know myself. I'm starting to wonder if I ever really did. I hate this. I hate feeling so vulnerable, so insecure. I hate that D has the power to make me feel this way. I hate that I gave him that power. I wish he were here. I wish I could just talk to him, tell him how I'm feeling. But he's not here. He's on a beach with another woman and I'm stuck here alone with my thoughts. And the worst part is, I don't even know what I'd say if he were here. The day stretches on, each hour feeling like an eternity. I try to eat something but I can't keep it down. I try to sleep but I'm plagued by nightmares that felt way too real. Trapped in a cycle of anxiety and self-doubt, I don't see any way out. I just want this day to be over. I just want D to come home. I just want to feel normal again. But I know things will never be the same. Even if D comes home and swears nothing happened, the seed of doubt has been planted, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to completely trust him again. I don't know if we can ever be the same. When the sun starts to set, I find myself drawn to my phone. I know I shouldn't, but I can't resist the urge. I open D's messages and scroll through our recent conversations. Everything seems normal, the usual jokes, the usual endearments. But now everything feels tainted. Every message, every emoji, every word feels like a lie or at least a carefully constructed half-truth. I scroll further back, searching for something, anything that might explain what's happening. But there's nothing, just the same old D, the man I thought I knew, the man I thought I was going to marry. Then I see it, a message from S from a few weeks ago before the vacation was even mentioned. It was easy to miss. "Thanks again for being such a great friend," she wrote. "I don't know what I'd do without you." D replied, "Anytime, you know I'm always here for you." Just a simple exchange, a friendly gesture. However, something about it makes my blood run cold. It's the casualness, the intimacy, the unspoken connection between them. It's like they have their own secret language. I close the messages and throw my phone across the room. I can't do this. I can't keep torturing myself like this. I need to stop looking for answers I'm not sure I even want to find. I stand up and walk to the window, looking out at the city lights. Everything seems so distant, so unreal. I feel like I'm standing on the edge of a cliff, about to fall into the abyss, and I'm not sure if there's anyone there to catch me. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if my relationship with D can survive this. But I know one thing: I can't keep living like this. I can't keep letting my insecurities consume me. I need to find a way to reclaim my life, to find my own happiness. Regardless of what happens with D, I need to remember who I am, what I'm worth. I need to remember what I wanted before *D. It's going to be a long, difficult journey, but I'm ready to start. I have to be, because if I don't, I'm afraid I'll lose myself completely, and I'm not even sure who that is anymore. I stare at him, trying to process what he just said. He's really going through with this. "You're inviting her instead of me?" The words feel foreign coming out of my mouth. He avoids eye contact. "It's not like that. My family already paid for her ticket." Paid for her ticket? What am I, chopped liver? I should have pressed him on who paid for it, but I didn't realize how important that detail would become later. Excusing myself, I head straight for the bedroom. I hear him call after me, but I ignore it, slamming the door and letting the tears fall. This isn't just a vacation, it's a statement. The next morning, he finds me in bed, puffy-eyed and miserable. "Look," he starts, "it's just a week. I'll make it up to you." "Make it up to me?" I repeat, incredulous. "By going on vacation with another woman." "It's not like that with S," he insists. "She's just a friend." "Then why her and not me?" I ask, my voice cracking. He sighs like I'm being unreasonable. "It's complicated." Complicated? My heart sinks. That's never a good sign. I wish I'd known how complicated. I need to figure out what to do because this whole situation feels wrong, and I don't know how to fix it. That night I lie awake, replaying the conversation in my head. Each word, each glance feels like a betrayal, and I had a feeling that night things would never be the same. Grabbing my phone, I fight the urge to snoop, but curiosity wins. I scroll through his messages with S, searching for some clue, some explanation. It's mostly innocent stuff, planning the trip, inside jokes, but something feels off. There's a familiarity and ease that I don't share with him. It was subtle, but it was there. Disgusted with myself, I slam the phone down. I hate feeling this insecure, this jealous, but I can't shake the feeling that something's not right. And honestly, I was right. I need to talk to him, really talk, but I'm scared of what I might find. Later that week, I decide to confront him. "We need to talk about S," I say, trying to keep my voice steady. He groans, "Not this again." "Yes, this," I insist. "I need to know where I stand." He looks at me, exasperated. "You're my fiancé, what more do you want?" "I want to feel like I'm your priority," I say, tears welling up. "And right now, I don't." He sighs, running a hand through his hair. I don't know what to say. "Say something real," I plead. "Tell me the truth." He hesitates, then says, "I care about S, okay, but I love you." Is that enough? I don't know. I really, truly didn't know. I'm left with a choice: accept his explanation and try to move on, or walk away and protect myself. It's the hardest decision I've ever had to make, and looking back, I wonder if I made the right one. The day he leaves for vacation, I feel a mix of emotions: sadness, anger, and a strange sense of relief. Maybe this distance will give me clarity, or maybe it would just make things worse. I decide to focus on myself, on my own happiness. I start going to the gym, hanging out with friends, doing things I enjoy. It's not easy. Every day I think about him, about them, but I refuse to let it consume me. One evening, my friend suggests I take a vacation of my own. Invite one of your guy friends, she says. Show him what it feels like. The idea is tempting, but I'm not sure I'm that petty. Still, it makes me realize something. I deserve to be happy regardless of what he does. I had a guy friend in mind, but that's another story. I realize I need to decide what I want and communicate it clearly, or this will eat me alive. It's time to decide if this relationship is worth fighting for, or if I should just cut my losses and run. Okay, so I've been glued to my phone for hours, just lost in the comments on my last post. It's been a wild ride. Half the people are like, girl, run, he's disrespecting you, while the other half are saying I'm being a psycho girlfriend. Seriously, I'm so confused right now. I almost wish I hadn't asked for advice, but then I wouldn't have seen that asterisk comment. Then I see this comment that stops me cold. This user, ThrowRawBalance, says, why focus on what he's doing? Plan your own vacation. With a guy friend, see how he likes it. Whoa, the idea hits me. I mean, I've got guy friends. Good friends. Friends who wouldn't ditch me for some other girl and a fun family vacation. It wouldn't be about revenge exactly. More like, evening things out, showing D I'm not just sitting around waiting for him. However, the guilt kicks in. Would I be sinking to his level? Would it just make things worse? I knew one thing though. I was getting closer to a decision that would change everything. This is so messed up. I just want to feel like I matter, like he gets how much this stings. But maybe ThrowRawBalance is right. Maybe I need to take charge here and show D I'm not someone he can take for granted. I stare at my phone, scrolling through my contacts. Who would be down for a spontaneous trip? Someone who would make D think. My finger hovers over Liam. Liam and I have known each other forever. We're high school buddies. He's always been there for me, super supportive, and yeah, he's single. He's also got a secret though. One I'm not sure I'm ready to face. I hesitate, is this too crazy? Then I picture D, laughing it up on some beach with S. I remember how he brushed off my feelings and made me feel like I was overreacting. And I just decide. I tap Liam's name and hit call. Hey Liam, I say, trying to sound chill. Got anything going on next week? I didn't realize then that this one phone call would kick off something I never could have predicted. Okay, so I take a deep breath. I've been putting this off, avoiding it, but I can't anymore, so I need to talk to D, really talk. Not just argue or passively aggressively hint at how hurt I am. I need to lay it all out, even if it means things get messy. I just hope he's ready to actually listen this time. He's still at work, therefore I text him, can we talk when you get home? Seriously talk. He texts back almost immediately, of course, is everything okay? No, I reply, but I'll explain later. I already regretted sending that text because it sounded so dramatic, but there was no going back now. The hours crawl by. I try to distract myself, but it's no use. I keep rehearsing what I want to say in my head, trying to find the right words to express how I'm feeling without sounding accusatory or dramatic. I even wrote some of it down, which I never do. Finally, I hear the key in the door and my heart starts pounding. This is it. D walks in looking tired. He drops his bag by the door and comes over to me, giving me a quick hug. Hey, he says softly, what's up? I pull away from the hug and lead him to the couch. We need to talk about the vacation, I say, my voice trembling slightly. He sighs and sits down, running a hand through his hair. Look, I already said I was sorry. I don't know what else you want me to say. I don't want you to just say sorry, I replied, trying to keep my voice even. I want you to understand why I'm upset. It's not just about the vacation, D. It's about feeling like I'm not a priority, like you're putting S's feelings above mine. He looks at me, his expression softening. That's not true, he says. You know you're my priority. Do I ask, my voice rising slightly. Because it doesn't feel like it. You're going on a week-long vacation with another woman and you expect me to be okay with it. You expect me to just sit here and wait for you to come back while you're off having fun with her. He sighs again. I told you it's not going to be fun. It's a family vacation and S really needs this. I understand that she needs it, I say, trying to control my anger. But what about what I need? I need to feel like you value me, like you respect me. And right now I don't feel that way. He looks at me, his eyes filled with confusion and frustration. I don't know what you want from me, he says. I can't just uninvite her. I already told her she could come. I'm not asking you to uninvite her, I say, even though a part of me wishes he would. I'm asking you to acknowledge how this makes me feel, to understand that it's not just about the vacation. It's about the bigger picture, about our relationship, about our future. He's silent for a moment and I can see the gears turning in his head. So what are you saying? He finally asks. Are you saying you want to break up? The question hits me like a punch to the gut. Break up, is that where this is heading? I hadn't even considered that possibility. Tears well up in my eyes. No, I say, my voice barely a whisper. I don't want to break up, but I can't keep feeling like this. I can't keep feeling like I'm not good enough, like I'm not important enough. He reaches out and takes my hand, his touch gentle. You are good enough, he says softly. You are important to me. I messed up. I didn't think about how this would make you feel. But you should have, I say, my voice trembling. I'm your fiancé, D. You're supposed to think about these things. He pulls me closer and hugs me tightly. I know, he says, his voice muffled against my hair. I'm sorry, I'll do better, I promise. I cling to him, burying my face in his chest. I want to believe him, that he understands that he'll change. However, a part of me is still scared that this is just a temporary fix, that he'll go on the vacation with S and forget all about this conversation. And honestly, looking back, I think that fear was justified. We stay like that for a long time, just holding each other. The silence is broken only by my occasional sobs. Finally, I pull away and look at him. What are we going to do? I ask. He takes a deep breath. I don't know, he says honestly, but we'll figure it out together. I nod, but I'm not convinced. The vacation is still happening, S is still going, and I'm still left with this gnawing feeling of insecurity and doubt. I just had this feeling that something was going to happen on that trip. Something I wouldn't like. But maybe this conversation was a step in the right direction. Maybe it was a start. Maybe, just maybe, we can work through this. But right now, all I feel is exhausted and emotionally drained. I just want to go to sleep and forget about everything. I'm tired, I say, can we just go to bed? He nods and stands up, pulling me with him. We walk to the bedroom in silence, hand in hand. As I lie in bed next to him, I can't help but wonder what the future holds. Will we be able to overcome this challenge, or will this vacation be the beginning of the end? I wish I could say I was optimistic, but deep down I knew. I guess I'll just have to wait and see. And I had a feeling that whatever happened next would change everything. Okay, so I'm lying here, D snoring softly next to me, and I'm just stewing. We talked earlier and he apologized, saying he'd make it up to me. But will he really? I mean, he said the words, but something about his tone, it just didn't quite land. I stare at his sleeping face. How can someone who looks so peaceful cause so much turmoil? It's hard to believe he's the same guy who made me feel so worthless. It's funny, I used to think he was incapable of hurting me like this. I want to believe him, I really do. That he gets how much this whole thing messed with my head that he'll actually try to put me first from now on. But there's this nagging doubt. What if he goes on this trip with S and forgets all about this conversation? Son, fun, family, and I'm just chopped liver. I mean, his family loves her. I know it's not fair. I should trust him, but it's hard right now, especially after what happened last year with Nevermind. That's a story for another time. Those comments from earlier keep popping up, the ones about planning my own vacation with a guy friend. The idea is still there, tempting but risky. I even had someone in mind, someone who might be *2* good of a friend. Would it even help or just make things worse? Push D away or make him realize what he's risking? I honestly don't know. I feel so lost, and I just keep thinking about how easily he dismissed my feelings. I close my eyes, trying to clear my head. Gotta focus on right now, stop rehashing the past and stressing about the future. Easier said than done, obviously. Deep breath, relax, focus on D's breathing, his body next to mine. He stirs, throws an arm around me and pulls me closer. I snuggle in, feeling a tiny bit better. Maybe we can work through this, rebuild the trust and make us stronger. But it's gonna take work, honesty, talking, compromise, and time. Lots of it, I guess. I just hope we have the time. Lying here in the dark, it hits me. This whole mess has forced me to face my own insecurities and my own fears. It's made me question my worth, my place in this relationship, and that's not okay. I deserve someone who makes me feel loved, respected, and like a priority. Someone who doesn't make me wonder where I stand. I deserve to be happy. And if D can't give me that, then maybe we're not meant to be. Scary thought, but also freeing. A reminder that I have choices, that I'm in control of my own life. I don't have to settle. I close my eyes again, drifting off, my head full of hope and doubt. I just hope I'm not making a huge mistake. This lesson's a tough one, but I need to learn it. Mutual respect and putting each other first are key, and I need to value myself enough to demand them. This isn't just about a vacation, it's about my worth, and I'm finally starting to get that. Although honestly, I didn't fully grasp it until * after the trip.